Hello, this is Carlos from the Church of Christ channel. Please subscribe. First, I want to thank all my new subscribers. Like I said, I do this because I love to teach the Bible. I don't do this because I'm want to be popular or anything. That's kind of why I don't show my face, because it's not about me. It's about the Word of God. Okay. If y'all want if you want me to answer any questions, there you go. If you want me to answer any questions, just let me know. Okay. I do this for you guys. Okay. So thank y'all to all my subscribers. And like I said, still working on the documentary. I'm hopefully gonna try to get it out at the end of this month, but I can't guarantee that. I just need to make sure it's high quality. Okay, this is a real conversation. We're gonna talk about when love has red flags. Okay, and just because this story has a certain gender, tricking a certain gender doesn't mean that that's always the case. So we can talk about men tricking women and women tricking men, deception. Okay, this is a very familiar story. This is Judges chapter 16. It says, now Samson went to Gaza and saw a harlot there and went in to her. When it was told to the Gazites, saying, Samson has come here, this is Philistine territory, they surrounded the place and lay in wait for him all night at the city of the gate of the city. And they kept silent all night, saying, let us wait until the morning light, then we will kill him. Okay, so the Philistines hated Samson, and it was mainly because of his strength, and we'll see this here. Now Samson lay unto midnight, and at midnight he arose, and he took hold of the doors of the city gate, and the two posts, and pulled them along with the bars. Then he pulled them on his shoulder and carried them up to the top of the mountain, which is opposite Hebron. All right. After this, it came about that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. Okay, so here it is. He loved a woman in the valley of Sorek. Name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came unto her and said to her, entice him and see where his great strength lies, and how he may overpower him, that we may bind him to afflict him. Then we will each give you 1,100 pieces of silver. Okay? Now, they went to her because they know that he loved her, and so they was going to get Delilah to entice him to see where his strength is. Okay? And they was going to compensate her for it. So Delilah said to Samson, please tell me where your great strength is, and how you may be bound to afflict you. Okay? Verse 7. And Samson said to her, if they bind me with 7 fresh cords that have not been dried, then I shall become weak like any other man. And the Lord of the Philistines brought up to her 7 fresh cords that had not been dried. She bound him with them. Now she had men lying in wait in the upper room. And she said to him, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. Okay, but he snapped the cords as a string of tow snaps when it touches fire. So his strength was not discovered. Okay, so this should have been a sign to Samson to begin with. If she's asking you this, and then they brought it, and she's saying the Philistines are upon you, Samson. But Samson looks like he ignores it. So Delilah said to Samson, behold, you have deceived me and told me lies. Okay, now please tell me how you may be bound. And he said to her, if they bind me tightly with new ropes, which have not been used, then I shall become weak and be like any other man. All right. So here we go with cord. We had cords, now we have ropes. So Delilah took new ropes and bound him with them and said to him, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. For the men were lying in wait in the upper room. But he snapped the ropes in his arms like a thread. Then Delilah said again, so this should have been another red flag. Like, okay, this woman has done this twice. Okay. Then Delilah said to Samson, up to now you have deceived me and told me lies. Tell me how you may be bound. All right. This is when Samson should have left her alone. Okay. But he loved her. And he said to her, if you weave the 7 locks of my hair with a web and fasten it with a pin, then I shall become weak like any other man. So now we get into the hair now. So while he slept, Delilah took the 7 locks of his hair and wove them into a web. And she fastened it with the pin and said to him, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. But he awoke from his sleep, pulled out the pin of the loom in the web, and she said to him, okay, how can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? Then see, here she goes. She used the love thing, but clearly she didn't love him, because if she did, she wouldn't be doing what she was doing. But that's another red flag. But okay, you have deceived me these 3 times and have not told me where your strength is. Okay, this is like one of those movies where the lion is like, oh, do you love me? Then please tell me. Oh, I thought you loved me, you know, and that kind of stuff. So always, like I said, be careful of that kind of stuff. And it came about when she pressed him daily. See, she started to ask him so much now, and daily with her words, and urged him that his soul was annoyed to death. When you see some stuff like that, you know they trying to dig for something. That they asking so much that to the point where your soul was annoyed. So then he told her all that was in his heart and said to her, a razor has never come on my head, for I have been a Nazarite. Okay, now the Nazarite vow, I think it is in Numbers 6, but there's a certain vow where if they were a Nazarite, they couldn't lay a razor on their head. They couldn't go near dead things. It was a lot of things like that. So, but anyway, to God from my mother's womb, if I am shaved, then my strength will leave me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all that was in his heart, she sent and called the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up once more, for he has told me all that is in his heart. Okay? And then the Lord of the Philistines came up to her and brought the money in their hands. So see, and then you know the rest of the story. Of course, they capture him. They gouge his eyes out, you know. And they bring him, I think it was to like their temple or something like that, where they gave homage to their god, Dagon. And then his hair grows back, and he does kill all the Philistines there. But this, you know, proves that Samson wasn't paying attention, okay? And was saying that he loved this woman, but this woman used him. So the moral of the lesson is, be careful of people that use you, and, you know, they use your love to gain the upper hand over you. You know, people that do that, they don't love you. He loved her, but she didn't love him. And this isn't just, you know, talking about men to women. This is women to men. When you see a guy and you know they're using you for something, you need to be careful. If they ask certain questions, pay attention to the signs. And that's what you really have to do. And it's funny how this is in here, because this happens so much in our culture. This happens a lot. Okay? So pay attention to the red flags when it comes to love. Okay? This is Carlos from the Church of Christ channel, signing off.